Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chris. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Xbox Series X. I just got it in the mail and I'm super excited. So let's get right into it. I noticed right away that this box is not nearly as big as the PS5 box was. Pretty stoked. I could have got the Xbox when it first came out, but honestly, after Halo Infinite got delayed, I lost interest. And still, as of right now, they don't really have any games out. So I didn't really see the point in paying resale value for a console that doesn't have any games. But nonetheless, I'm still excited. Speaking of Halo, let's look at the box. Yeah, this box is tiny. Holy crap. The PS5 box was way bigger. Kind of curious to see what the size of the system's gonna be like. So for those of you who are wondering where I got the Xbox from, I actually got this on StockX. If you don't know what StockX is, it's like an app that's popular for purchasing shoes and selling shoes and stuff like that, but they also sell a whole bunch of other stuff than just shoes. They sell clothing, they sell stuff like this, and I actually only paid about, this retails for about 500 bucks. I paid an extra $180. So not too bad considering, you know, how hard it is to get these systems right now. How many times am I gonna have to flip this thing? Oh, wow. Look at that. Speaking of StockX, I got basically a little letter of authenticity from them. They actually check whatever you purchase from them, whether it be shoes or something like this, they always check it to make sure that it's legit before they even send it to you. So I appreciate that. This packaging is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like this a little bit more than the PS5 packaging, to be honest. This is nice. Okay, so in here we got our cables, HDMI ultra high speed 2.1 cable for those 4K gaming at 120 frames per second. We got the power cable, got the manuals, the Xbox Series X controller. I actually haven't seen this in person, so this will be my first time experiencing all this. I haven't seen this console or the controller in person.
Just to confirm, you'd like to call Jose Torres home?
No.
Who would you like to call?
No one. Siri. Siri's always listening. Sorry about that. Anyways, the controller, honestly, it feels and looks just like the Xbox One controller. Right away, the first thing that I'm noticing that's different are the buttons here in the middle. And the controller kind of seems kind of like, feels a little smaller too, but it feels good in the hand. I wonder if they've done anything groovy like PlayStation did with their DualSense controller. I don't think that they've done anything that cool though, honestly, but yep, there's your controller. Nothing too extravagant there. Let's get to the console. Everything's so nice, I don't want to mess it up. Let's pull that out. There we go. Anything else in the box? Okay, get this out of the way. The moment that I have been waiting for. Ooh, nice. Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay. I like that. That's actually really stealth. Really stealth and surprisingly small. I mean, it's bigger than, you know, I don't know. Compared to the PS5, this is actually pretty small. It's still like not tiny, but I don't know, it doesn't feel that big. It's heavy though. It's got some weight to it for sure, but This is pretty nice. You got the disc slot in the front. You got a USB port to charge a controller in the front as well. I'm assuming that's a sync button. This is the power button. Nice tactile response. And then obviously you got all your ports in the back. HDMI, storage expansion, Ethernet, 2 USBs. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Very, very nice. All right, now I'm gonna hook this thing up to my TV and see what the experience is like. All right, so immediately when setting up the Xbox Series X, the first thing that I really appreciated was how streamlined and easy it was to set up the console. They give you an option to do it all on your phone. And I found that this was the easiest and quickest way to get your console set up so that way you can get right into gaming. Now, the Series X has SSDs just like the PS5, so you're gonna get those really quick load times, which I appreciate. But another feature that I really have been enjoying lately is Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Now, Xbox Game Pass isn't necessarily new, but for me personally, it does kind of feel new because I haven't really been playing on my Xbox One in who knows how long. They just haven't come out with any games. Sorry. But there is an incredible library of games on Xbox Game Pass. And one thing that I really appreciate is how many old school games they have on there, like Xbox original games, Xbox 360 games, and Xbox One games, of course, as well. But I've been playing Gears of War, the Halo trilogy, Mass Effect, Army of Two, just old school like co-op games with friends and just games that really take me back. I think that it's really funny because when you take a stroll down memory lane and you look at the PS3 days and Xbox 360 days, back then, the roles were reversed. Xbox reigned king. Everybody had a 360, and it was because it was a cheaper console. Their online service was streamlined and easier to use and honestly just better for multiplayer and stuff like that. And they had more games. Meanwhile, the PS3 was a more expensive console. Yes, they had exclusives and it was still a good console, but more people had the 360. Now, the PS4 just destroyed the Xbox One, and it looks like we're in the same boat now with this generation of games with the PS5 and the Series X. My only big complaint with the Series X thus far since I've had the console is just there aren't any games. Just like with the Xbox One, with the Series X we're having the same issue. The Series X has been out since November, and there really only has been one big Series X exclusive that has come out, and it was in January, this game that was called The Medium. And it was supposed to be like a Silent Hill type of game. I was actually looking forward to it. A lot of people were. They hyped it up as this big AAA game that it just looked really promising. But upon its release, I was able to download it for free, no extra charge to me, through Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. And I was disappointed. And I'm not alone. If you go online, you go on YouTube, look at, the before you buy in the game or any reviews, look in the comment section, everybody pretty much says that it was lackluster. And I just think that that's really unfortunate. Now, I am very excited for the future. I know that Xbox and Microsoft, they are working on a lot of stuff, and I'm excited to see what they come out with. I know that they've got a few people from Santa Monica Studios, and they've made a few other studios so that they can make more exclusive games, because I know that they are aware of this problem of not having games, of not having exclusives. But I just think it's kind of whack that they're taking so long. I am patient, but the PS5 has come out with quite a few games since its release. Day one, they dropped 20 games, and a couple of them were like next gen exclusives. So Xbox needs to step their game up 100%. The only other small little complaint that I have is the UI. The UI, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's pretty much the same thing as it was on the Xbox One. Not that that's a bad thing, something being familiar is a good thing. At least you know how to use it if you're familiar with the previous console. But when you compare it to the PS5, it just doesn't feel different. From the moment I opened up the PS5 and set it up for the first time and booted up the UI for the first time, it all just was like a brand new experience. It felt like a brand new console, a next gen console with new features and all that stuff. And the Xbox does have some new features, and it is just as fast with the SSDs. It has the great graphics, 4K 60, ray tracing in some games, all that, but it still just kind of feels a little bit or a lot of it the same as the last console. It feels more like a beefed up and souped up Xbox One. Again, not that that's a bad thing. That's just the vibe that I've been getting. I have been enjoying it, and it is a lot better than the previous console. I played Doom Eternal on it, and it looked really, really good, 4K 60. And even playing old games like Halo 2 at 4K 60 looks really, really good. I was very surprised by that. But I mean, even though playing old games and games that kind of are nostalgic for you is fun, like I still want to play some new games. You know what I mean? That's why you buy a new console. You don't buy a new console to play old games. I don't know. It's just, that's the only thing. It just kind of left me wanting more. But I am enjoying it. I do love the design of it. I think that the console is very stealth. I like how small it is. It's very heavy. It's dense, but I think it looks really cool. And they still got some accents of green at the top of the console, which I appreciate. The controller also does feel very good. The vibrations feel a little more nuanced, a little more dynamic than they did in the previous controller. So overall, I am happy with it. First impressions, I'm happy with it. I think that it's a great console, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future. But even though I do play the Series X, I still find myself playing my PS5 a lot more. So that is it for this video. Just a quick unboxing and first impressions. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know the drill. Make sure you smash that like button. And if you don't want to miss anything that I put out, ring that bell. Also, if you aren't already, follow me on Instagram at Chris Willington. And if you dig my vibe, hit subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.